Hello everyone, Sunday Adelaja here from Kiev, Ukraine. I hope you are ready for today's teaching. I want to continue what I started in the morning. The topic is wisdom for investment, wisdom tips for investment, wisdom tips for investment. So that's what we're continuing today. Let's see who's going to be the first one today. Shegun Fatumo, as usual. You are so efficient. Ayodele Solomon, Kike Moronkeji, blessings to you. Noah Folari, blessings. Omo Labake Topas, Abikosh, Ludovic Meli, Ewa Deniji, Tiger Depre, Gloria Ohia, Bess Kennedy, welcome. Christy, welcome. Fleur Karin, it's like Fleur. I didn't see you in the morning. Were you there in the morning, Fleur? I'm not sure if you were there in the morning. From France. Yosef Aslam, Bakare Ayodeji, Chris Brandley, Pauline Lehman, Kunle Oluwatemi, Kamen, Prince Kingsley, Charles Uche, Oshuko, Noel from Baltimore. Okay. Isioma, blessings. Pezino, Olayemi, success. Obina, Noah, Katerina, Adamolekun, blessings. Bright Times, Jemesha Canon, Justin, Kamen, Gloria, Pastor Ike, Victor Bass, Shima Igwe. Welcome everyone. Mark Lintner from Cape Town. Wow. Well, can we go and find our Paul Jonathan? Can you go and look for everyone? Let's go and look for our share button and share the link. I want to encourage you to share this link. Please go share your link with people coming, with your friends, with your links, and with your contacts. So let's go share it before I start. I'll begin to share right now. Kwame, welcome. Rubina, welcome from India. Melvin Grace, good evening, welcome. Olukayode, welcome. Bakare, blessings. Yeah. So if you have shared already, Kemo, welcome. Bobo from South Africa, welcome. David, Ayomide, welcome. Slawa Domnuli, Oluwafemi Adenule, Carmen, Richard, Philippines, Lola Shoronke, California. Welcome everyone. Well, wisdom tips. We're talking about wisdom tips for investment. Wisdom tips for investment today. Wisdom tips for investment. Richard Bellocura. Well, if you want to take a note, get your notes together. We are ready to take off today. Wisdom tips for investment. So I'm sure you will learn some tips today. I spoke about some wisdom tips in the morning, and I'm not going to repeat them. So if you are not here in the morning, you might want to go and Pastor Levy from Thailand, Bangkok. Wow, blessings. Yeah, you might want to go and look for the morning session, for the morning teaching, and that will give you an understanding of what we had in the morning. Samuel Manjaris, welcome. And so the second part is what we are doing now. Sam Olashende, I think you were there in the morning or yesterday or so. So now this is the second part of this teaching. So what is the first wisdom tip that I want to give you tonight? The wisdom tip for investment. If you want to invest your money, if you want to invest your money, the first thing, I was just reading what Fleur Karin was saying. Fleur was saying, yes, Pastor, I was from Paris. I was there in the morning, but I joined the program a little late. Okay, that's why, because you normally will be among the first 3 people. So I didn't see you when you came late. I joined the program a little late. I have my brother with me. He's fascinated by your teachings. Wow. Greetings to your brother. Say hi to him. Hi. Well, so the first tip that I want to talk about today, the wisdom tip for investment that you want to know, is that money must never be kept at home. Money is not meant to be kept at home. Money should never be kept waiting for you or being stored up and not doing anything. Money must work. Money is a tool, but it's a tool that is supposed to be working for you. It's just like saying you have some employees, some workers. Imagine that you have 10 workers working for you in your company, and then they know that your workers will just sit down at home and not work. If you are paying them salary every month, you employ them to work, will you allow them to sit at home? You will not allow that. It will be irresponsible of you to allow your workers to sit down at home and not come to work and expect to get salary. That is exactly what we do when we allow our money to just sit down at home. If you allow your money to sit down at home, it's like having workers in your company that are employed by you but are never working for you, that they're just sitting down at home and doing nothing. No, you will never do that. Same with money. Money is supposed to be your servant. Now, money is a bad master. It's a poor master. Money is a bad master, but a good servant. If you learn to master money, it will be a good servant to you. If you learn to master money, it will bring goods to you. If you learn to master money, it will bring services to you. If you learn to master money, if you really master money, it will work for you and bring reward to you, bring profit to you, bring increase to you, bring multiplication to you. But if you will not master money and you will not know the loss of money, master it and and make it to work for you, then you are going to have money, even though you are thinking that you are having money, but you are actually losing money. So if you have money and you are not using that money to make more money, so you have to let the money go to do business for you, or you have to let the money go to do trade for you, or the money have to be in circulation. Any money you have to put it in circulation. It is when it is in circulation that is fulfilling its purpose. It is when it is in circulation, working to multiply itself, working to increase itself. It is only then is bringing you reward and profit. That is what it was intended for initially. So money must not be kept at home or in the bank just sitting down. Bank is still better a little bit because some percentages could be coming to you one way or the other. But when it's at home or it's just in some saving somewhere, no, you are losing money. Because you are losing money to inflation. When you keep money waiting, the inflation is eating it up. The inflation is just, because if you talk about $1,000 20 years ago, it's different from $1,000 now. If you talk about $100 20 years ago, it's different from $100 now, because inflation is eating it up. But if you put $1,000 in investment 10 years ago or 20 years ago, it will give you something that is worth 100,000 today. That is what investment means. That is what it means to make money work for you. If it's working for you, it's going to give you more value and more reward at the end of the day. So one of the things you must do with money is to make it work for you. And so we save. Savings is good, but saving is only the first step into multiplication of investment. So saving is not the goal in itself. Saving is just the route. It's the route that we take to get to investment. And of course, that doesn't mean, okay, what someone is asking, Pastor Levy say, Pastor, please come again. You said money is what? I said money is a good slave, but a bad master. If you can subdue money and make it work for you, it will bring increase to your life. But if you allow money to begin to control you, to begin to command you, it's a bad master. It's going to enslave you, and it's going to make you to be captivated and subdued, and you'll be a slave to money, and you're going to be working for money from morning to night. And what makes you to be captive to money is when you are spending money all the time. You are not using it for increase. You are not using it for investment. you are using it to buy things or to just spend money up and left and right. When you spend money left and right, you will be driven to go and make more. So you are always driven to go and make more money. And that is exactly what Satan wants, what money wants, what mammon wants. Mammon wants you to be spending it anyhow so that you become a slave, just going to sell yourself out to working for money. You'll be working for money, and once they pay you, that money will never be enough for you to sustain yourself forever. You will still need to go back again as a slave. You will be going back always as a slave to go and work every month, so that they will give you just little bit of money, which is barely enough for you to just do a little. It's not even enough for you to do the little thing that you need to do in your life, and then you have to go back for another one. So that is actually working for money. That is being a slave of money. But when you subdue money and you make money to begin to multiply for you and to increase for you, then you could set yourself free from that bondage of going or needing to go and bury yourself in working, or needing to go and sell yourself into some trade and just working like a slave all the time. Because the money will be working for you, and then it will be able to set you free from being under the slavery or the mastery of anybody else. Then you could go and pursue the vision of God for your life. Then you could go and do what God is calling you to do, or you could go and do your passion, go and pursue your own passion, whatever your passion is, your gift is. Because the money is working for you and it's coming as interest, and it sets your hands free to be able to go and do what your heart wants to do, what God created you to do in the first place, or what God is asking you to do by His calling. But when you are working for the world system or an Uncle Sam, what happens is that you will not be able to live, because you need to pay your debt, you need to pay your mortgage, you need to pay for your children's school fees, you need to pay for your car, you need to pay for your insurance, you need to pay for your medicals, you need to pay for this and that, you need to pay for many things all the time. And because you need to pay for all those things, you don't have the freedom to say, I just walk out and go. Because if you go like that, police will be looking for you in the West, especially. Because they will say that you've not paid the bank, you've not paid the mortgage company, you've not paid the credit company, so you are not free. Even if God comes and says, I want you to do this for me, or I want you to go to Fiji as a missionary, you will not be able to go, because you'll be telling him, I've not paid my debt. I have debt for this, I have debt for this, I have bills to pay for that. So that means you are a slave to that work you are doing, because you are enslaved by that mortgage and by that debt that is on your head, because you need to pay the debt. You cannot even go to fulfill the will of God. So it's not God that is your Lord in that case anymore. It is your Lord is the money, your Lord is work, your Lord is the bills you need to pay. So that's the complication and the problem with serving money and making money become your master. So the best thing to get out of that is for you to learn the loss of money. And the primary thing is make sure that you save enough money to be able to make that money go work for you. And that you will invest in yourself, in some of your gifts, and you go and do the business that you want or that you like, or you partner with somebody else who has the know-how or the skills, and then just needs the money, and you bring the money and you partner together. So that way, you are making money through the person that has the skill making, that is working. So one way or the other, the money that you have must be put to work for you. Otherwise, you'll be working for money. Olukayode says, I have just created a spreadsheet to check your money growing formula. Okay. I can share it with interested followers. Please, you've got to share it, because it's one thing for me to be telling you to do it, and it's for one thing for people to believe me. But when you are now the one doing it, that it's not Pastor Sunday and just one of the people following, and they see that it's working for you, why not? People are going to be encouraged by that. Okay, he's saying you can put some figures and rates to check to see the effects after some months. So here is a spreadsheet from when will you share it with us? I can't see the spreadsheet here yet. Where is the spreadsheet? Please look at it, share it with us if it will show here, so that the people here will be able to read it and see. Maybe they will be able to create their own spreadsheet that way as well. Joseph Edward Weber says, as a Christian pastor, you should. Okay, thank you. That is giving his lecture there. Okay, who is there again? Okay. I will share it tomorrow. Oh, okay. Olukayode is saying he will bring this spreadsheet tomorrow and share with us tomorrow. Okay. We'll be happy to have that from you. Well, so the first thing you must do when it comes to, I mean, this is like the seventh thing, but this is for today, is that you must never allow money to sit down at home and do nothing. Don't allow your money to sit down at home and do nothing. Just like you will not allow your workers to sit down at home and not go to work. You should not allow your money to sit down at home and not go to work. Your money should be sent on an errand. It should be sent to work. It should be sent to work for you. So next point that you want to know about the tips for investment, is when it comes to investment, it is important that you invest in what you know or understand, especially when you are the one doing the business yourself. If you are starting a business, you want to put your money in some business, make sure that you understand the business very well. Make sure that you understand the topic. If you want to do ice cream business, for example, make sure you've studied that business. Make sure you understand that business. Make sure you know how it works, and make sure you know how it makes money, and make sure that there are no hidden and no corners that are hidden from you. You need to make sure that you understand the business that you need to understand the business that you are investing in. If you don't understand the topic, there might be some, what do you call them, some loopholes and some unexpected quarters there that you will fall into. So to avoid these loopholes, you want to study the subject very well. It is another thing if you are investing money in another person. If you are investing money in another person, make sure that person understands the subject also. So if you are telling me you are good in mining, for example, and I want to know, is that your area? What is the experience you have in that area? What are the specialties you have in that area? What are the proof that you are good in that? You must know your subject before I put money into you. So whoever you are investing money in, you must make sure that they know the subject very well. But if you are the one that is going to start the business yourself or going to invest money in yourself and you want to start one area of business or the other, make sure you know that business very well. You must not invest in any area of business that you don't understand. If you don't understand the way it functions, people will deceive you. People will begin to deceive you. They will lie to you. They will steal your money. They will just... Okay, I think we are back now. I'm sorry for that. The point I was making before it got frozen was that you don't invest your money, especially if you are starting a new business. Don't go and start a business and put all your investment in there if you don't know the subject. If you are not good in the subject, if you have not studied the subject, you will just become, someone that is being thrown up and down. You'll be deceived. People will deceive you. People will lie to you. People will just, tell you things that are not true. So, and they will be taking your money. They will be stealing away your money. So for people not to steal your money, you want to understand the business very well, because there will be loopholes. If you don't have the knowledge that is necessary, you will discover that, the loopholes, people will be taking advantage of you. So for people not to take advantage of you, make sure that you study the subject very well. You know your subject before you go into that business, especially before you put your money into it. But if it is somebody else that you are trusting, who is your partner, make sure that he is good in the business. Make sure he knows his craft. Make sure that he knows what he's talking about. And let him prove to you Let him show you the results that he is good in that subject before you put the money into this business. Because when you put your money where you don't understand, people will shoot you. Okay. Ayodeji Solomon Bello is saying, your pastor, your word and voice is like a force which speaks to my spirit and redirects my step whenever I wanted to go take a wrong step. Oh, thank God. I have seen you on different occasions praying for me in my dream. Love you so much. But I'm almost disconnected from you when you got involved in Nigerian politics last year. Now I'm getting understanding who pastor is. I'm getting to know who pastor is. Well, when you come to Ayodeji, let me talk to you as a brother. Many people got angry because of my stance in Nigerian politics last year. And they think that I am pastor that is getting involved in politics. That's number one. And number two, other people got mad at me that I said, Jonathan must go. What I was saying is that, Ayodeji, now, you know me, but I don't know you. I've never seen you, but you know about me. I never knew about you. The reason why you know me and I don't know you is because I have achieved something in life more than you. And you have not achieved what I have achieved in life. And because I have achieved something in life, that's why you know me and I don't know you. And the reason why you admire me and follow me is because I know something that you have not been privileged to know yet. If I became who I became, I didn't just become who I became out of nothing. So if I'm taking decisions that I'm taking, it means there is something that I know that you might not be privy to know. So what I'm surprised about Nigerians, Christians about, especially those people who are writing me and abusing me and calling me names and say that I'm backsliding, is that I'm surprised. They are nothing compared to me, most of them. And yet, they are the ones passing judgment on me. I said, okay, you are supporting Jonathan. I'm not passing judgment on you. You are free. I'm saying you are free to have your own opinion. I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm not saying don't do what you want to do or don't believe what you want to do. I'm not saying don't support Jonathan. But just because I have a different opinion, you are saying I must be wrong. We should plan to give people benefit of a doubt. If people have opinions that are different from mine, it does not necessarily mean that they are wrong or evil. And just what you are saying, I thank God for you, for your life, because you are very sincere and you are very upright. Because you are saying, when I got involved with Nigerian politics, you almost got disconnected. Thank God that you didn't get disconnected, because some people got disconnected and they got disconnected with their destiny. They got disconnected with something that could have enhanced them. Like now, if you had gotten disconnected, you wouldn't have been hearing this message. You wouldn't have been following this, this truth. And this truth wouldn't have been guiding you. So people get disconnected from something that could give them destiny. And why should you get disconnected because I got involved with politics? Who told you evil that it is wrong to get involved in politics as a pastor, as a teacher, as a man of God? I am a servant of God. And if I raise my voice in political matters, it means that politics or that political sphere of life also need the voice of light. I am speaking because that voice of light is needed. If politics is a dirty game, somebody must come and clean it up. And who will clean it up? We want the dirty people also to clean it up. If all the righteous people of God, all the children of God who are the light, are running away from darkness, how will light be enlightened? That's why we are the light. We are not the ones to be running away from darkness. It is darkness anywhere I know, anywhere in the world. Where you put on the light, it is darkness that's supposed to flee. We are not the ones to be running away from darkness. Darkness will be running away from us. So if I, as a Christian and as a pastor, I see the need to go and get involved in Nigerian politics, not as a politician, but just to speak the truth about it and to take a stand, that does not mean that I'm wrong. It might be against what you thought, or to be against what you have been taught, but that doesn't mean that what you have been taught is right. If I have been the way I am and I've had the result I had, why don't you just consider maybe the guy, maybe he's right, or maybe he knows something that I don't know. and I tell you what, anybody that says that Christians shouldn't go into politics doesn't know what I know. And I know that I know what I know is right. The whole world might be saying that, but I know I am still right. Because we are the light of the world. We are the ones to go to the darkness and destroy the darkness there. We are the salt of the earth. We are the one to go and put sweetness where there is sourness. That is our whole purpose on earth. And if we are running away just because it's dirty, then we don't know our mandate. We don't know our mission. So it is one position that must be corrected in Nigeria. And thank you so much, my brother, that you are coming out to share that with me. Because many people just remove themselves, and they remove themselves from grace. They remove themselves from blessings. They don't know, what made even them to know me. The reason why they even know me is because I am who I am. The reason why they even heard about me in the first place is not just because of my past, because I am many faceted. I am who I am. It is because I am who I am, that's how they know me. Only they don't know me that way, from that position. And if you know just one aspect of Pastor Sunday, you'll be mistaken, because I am many faceted. I'm not somebody who is just a pastor, put him in the pulpit and let him remain there for himself. No. I am very versatile, much more versatile than that. So, get used to Pastor Sunday. When they talk about money, I will talk about money as if I'm a businessman or I'm just about money. If I'm about pastor, I'm talking about pastoring as if it's only that I know. If I'm going to talk about the kingdom, as if it's the only thing I know. If I'm about politics, as if that's the only thing I do. So that is who I am. I like to be versatile and know I'm good in every sphere of life, not just in one, like being just in politics, in church alone. God cannot be limited. God that created the universe, how could he be separated from what he created? He's the one that created politics. How could he be removed from politics? He's the one that created government. How could he be removed from government? No. We'll remove Satan there, but not from there, but not God Almighty that created it. You cannot separate the creator from his creation. He's the one who created it. You cannot say he cannot be there. He doesn't have right to be with what he created. It doesn't make sense. So all the religious spirit that has taught us that we shouldn't get involved in politics, we are going to cast those spirits out. And I'm coming to Nigeria to change that. Christians will take over National Assembly. Christians will take over politics. Christians will become the majority of the governors, and will be godly Christians that will be taught in the law and fear of God. Not the ones that are compromising, that are selling their faith and their something, but the ones that fear God and that will do it right. And that's the way our country will grow. I'm sorry for this distraction, but I think maybe somebody needed to hear this. Well, Willie Dolo Killen says, Pastor, I have started investing in housing units that would be gaining interest 10 to 12 years from now. It will take me 5 years for completion, holding all things constant. I'm now 43. What do you think? A housing unit that will be finished in 5 years, and your interest will come only in 10, 12 years? That is called long-term investment. But for you to have long-term investment, it means you must have free money. If you have money, a large bulk of money that are free, that you don't know what to do with it, and you don't want to do business, you don't know what to trade with it, you don't know what to do it for in the short term, and you don't need the money, then you might just forget about it. It's like forgetting about it. But if you are going to put an amount of money, if it's a big amount of money, and you want to tie it down for 10, 12 years, or what is it, 10, 12 years, before it gives you the gains, then let the gain be at least $500,000 US, or at least close to that. At least, closer to $1 million US. Because if I tell you that if you even start with $10,000 US now, if you give me $10,000 US now, in the next 10 years, I will make into $1 million for you. So if that business, the unit you are investing in, I don't know how much money you are starting with, but if it is over $10,000 US and you are going to be making anything less than $500,000, then it's not worth it. But if it's going to, in 10 years, going to give you at least $1 million US, then it's worth it. So I don't know the details, but if it depends on the reward. You've got to count the reward. Ernest Ebong said Joseph Weber is clear. Okay, sorry. Andrian Makalandag, that's Filipino. Pastor, can you pray for my future? Oh, yeah. I'm praying for you and your future right now, whatever your needs are, that we agree with you that God will meet your needs and He will grant your request in Jesus' name. Amen. Patricia Yoro, praying for a child. We command your womb to be open in Jesus' name and for that child to come to light in Jesus' name. Okay. Sam Olashen, they say, Pastor, I love you so much, no matter what, politics or no politics. Thank you. Thank you. Shidera Okoro says, Sir, I'm in Kiev now. Can I come to your house? Yeah. Maybe it's too late now. It's like 9:30 here now. I don't know if you'll be able to get here so late now. Maybe tomorrow. You can come to my house tomorrow, please. Yeah, please. You might need a contact telephone number. Unfortunately, I'm so busy now. I don't even have any telephone number near me. But if you know my house, you take any taxi and tell Pastor Sunday's house in Irpen, so they will bring you here. I think you'll find your way here. Kike Moronkeji said, true, Pastor Sunday, you gave a lot of clarity during those elections. Okay, at least that helped someone. Bobo, South Africa says, wow, Pastor, your frankness is so much admired. Oh, thank you. Your leadership qualities and fearlessness is so impactful. You are one of the leaders that is so clear about your calling and understand who you are, and that your CEO is God Himself, no one else, not public opinion or church denominations. You are coaching some of us in the school of leadership, in leadership qualities, in ways you may not understand. Well, thank God, thank God. Genesis Kanjo says, when the righteous rules, the nation is in peace. Religion is a problem, Pastor. Never mind what people say with religious senses. Layo Charles Emmanuel say, Pastor, your humility is something else. You don't owe anyone explanation, sir. Yet you explain genuinely without a hint of animosity. You are really something else, Pastor. Well, thank you, thank you. Obina said, who said so, that Christians should not go into politics? That is a lie. Well, let's not go into politics now. Justin is saying, yes and amen, Pastor. We have to be in all spheres of life, right? Tiger Dear Perez say, thank you, Pastor. That is why we need a church shift in Nigeria. Oh, yeah. That's why I wrote the book, Church Shift. We need to begin to think about church in a different way. Ambassador Alexander Oloriegbe said, Daddy, please, when should we expect you in Nigeria? I want you to come join your voice to that of the saints and push the devil away from every facet of this country. Satan is already in trouble. You pray that God will help me to finish all my fights here in Ukraine first. I have to finish the fight here in Ukraine before I begin to Nigeria. So I will appreciate your prayers that all my lawsuits and legal battles here will come to an end before I come to Nigeria. Martha Gazi says the government is upon his shoulder. Yes, that's why the Bible says, Isaiah 9:6, the government shall be upon his shoulder. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor and Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Yes, that's so true. Mfan Beni Ngwene said, Pastor, what kind of business can you advise someone to do in Ukraine? Like I said in the morning, it is not the kind of business that matters. It's a pity that we are always looking for what kind of business. That way, everybody goes into real estate, everybody goes into something, and then the thing crashes, everybody loses money. It's not about money. Invest in people. That's what I spoke about in the morning. If you didn't listen to the morning session, please go listen to it. It is in people you invest in. Any money, any business could be prosperous. Any business could become a millionaire or billionaire business. Any topic, just find the right people who know their arts and their trade, and then invest in them. Bobo says, Amen. That is why the world is the way it is, Pastor. The church has taken a submissive stance, and yet it is the Church of Christ that's supposed to set standards in this world. We were born to dominate, but we are dominated as Christians. Yeah, that's why that's exactly one of the things that we should change. We should change that in Jesus' name. Abraham Alex from India says, Pastor, you are like a superman. You are a super pastor. Yeah, all of us are supermen in Christ, by the way. We are all supposed to be super in Christ. Is it advisable for a pastor to get in touch with, to get involved in business with members? It depends. It depends, if your members are trustworthy and they honor you, have respect for you, but you have to get involved with them in this as partners rather than as pastor and members. And the way I see that possible is that if you see your members of the church that are good in some things, in some trade or in some areas, and they need money, so instead of you looking for somebody else somewhere to make their money, their work prosperous and their business grow, why don't you let the business of your member grow? So give the money to your brothers and sisters that might be interested in growing your church or in growing the kingdom of God that you have taught. It's better to put money in them, but sign your papers as well. Make sure all the documents are in order. And then they are using your money to grow their business. On one hand, you are helping them to grow their business, but they're also helping you on the other hand because they're giving you your percentage. And then you can trust them, and then you have less headache because you can see them and talk to them. It's better to invest in someone you know than invest in people you don't know. Sam Olasheng says, after my business failure in laundry, I came to Malaysia to further my studies in accounting and finance. Please join me in prayers. I want the Lord to give me ideas to come up with a strong business in accounting and information technology. Yeah, actually it is about ideas, and it's not God that is going to give you. Go and look for ideas yourself. Study everything that you need to study about that subject. Study what is obtainable in other countries. Study what is not in your country, and find a niche for yourself in your country that those things are not practiced there, but there, and bring from the best practices all over the world to your country. Sometimes we are waiting on God that God should give us idea, and God is saying, it's just like the rich man when he got to heaven. He was now saying, Father Abraham, send somebody to the earth to go. Send Lazarus to the earth to go and preach to my relatives. And that's what Father Abraham said. No, I'm not going to send somebody from heaven to go to the earth to go and preach to your relatives. Your relatives already have Moses and all the prophets there. So sometimes our problem. Sometimes we want heaven. We want to take something from heaven that is already on the earth. You don't need heaven when things are already on the earth. God is not a time waster. He will not begin to go and be listening to you bombard heaven with prayers and fasting when things you need is already in your neighborhood here. God knows that it's a problem of pride. And God knows that we are too prideful. We are too arrogant. We don't want to submit ourselves, humble ourselves, go and ask from somebody who is near us or who is just an ordinary human being. We want to rather say, God gave me this one direct. God doesn't do like that. It's not a time waster. He will not go and be giving you revelation when you can get that revelation by studying, by learning, by submitting yourself, by going to ask questions, by going to learn. So just go and learn that everything that needs to be learned concerning your trade or your profession, and study the terrain in your country, and take back those things that they don't have there over there. That is God will not sit down in heaven and to be telling you what any human being can tell you. Okay. Hi, Pastor. This is Yero and Jeremy from Doha. Thank you for your wonderful live program. Thank you. Well, let's continue the tips, wisdom tips about investment. Okay, I've spoken to you today that money must not sit at home. Money must work for you. I've also told you that you must understand the kind of business that you are investing in. The next thing that you need to know is that never invest in something too good to be true. If they tell you, for example, go and bring money, the Forex, they call something Forex, and the money will be giving you, if you bring $100 today, you will get $500 by the end of the month. It's not possible. How can you get 500% in a month? Not even 10% in a month, not even 5% in a month, but 500%. That's impossible. So, if it's too good to be true, it's probably not true. So, that is how schemes work, and money schemes, and, deception, and, pyramid schemes, and, all kind of deception, Ponzi, I think Ponzi they call it, or whatever, programs that is meant to defraud you and scheme you out of your money. When they promise you too much, something that is too good to be true, it is probably not true. If it is too good to be true, it means it's not true. So don't give out your money to somebody that is promising you something that is too good, that is too much. And if they are promising too much profit, too much reward, and it's overwhelming, and you cannot prove to them, they cannot prove to you how they are making that money. They have to prove to you. They have to give you the basis for it, that that is really what they are talking about. If you don't know and there are no straightforward information about it, that they want to make you lose your money. Not everything that glitters is gold. Most people lose their money in investment because they are going for big profit, big reward, and big interest that is too promising, too much. And when people are greedy like that, when people promise big returns like that, it's because they are targeting your greed. They are targeting your greed. And they want to use greed to deceive you, and they want you to, because of greed, let your money go, and they will take the little money you have. I mean, that's the same way that there is something in Nigeria they call 419, and that's the way they work. They will tell you they have 1 billion or 200 million or 50 million or 10 million, 20 million, 30 million in some bank, and then you need to just give them maybe 1,000 or 5,000. So if you give them 10,000, you get 20 million. That's impossible. It's impossible. Those high-yielding investment programs might not be the good thing. It might not be the right thing for you to do. They might not be the right. So be careful of something that is too good to be true. That is promising heaven and earth. Run away from them, because that might be deceptive. Unless they can prove to you who they are. They are targeting your lust. Okay, next point. Next investment tip that you need is never invest money in people who have never done the thing before. Never invest money in people who are just trying to go and try, who want to experiment. So they have never done anything before, or they have just been failing in everything they did before. They were just failing. So there is no track record. There is no proof of result. There is nothing to show for what they are doing, that they are good in what they do. They have not used their own money. They have not risked their own money to produce something for themselves first. And they just say, you bring money. So they want to use your money to do their experiment. They want to use your money to try out if things will work out or if not work out. If they don't have any proof on ground, if the only thing they have is promise, most likely that promise will fail. So don't invest in people who are just starting out, who have never done anything before, who are just promising, who are just hoping that they will say something and something will work out, and they are saying you should invest. Don't invest in it's like investing in air, in just air, in ideas, in just projects, in some dreams, without any proof that there must be some track record, there must be some models, there must be some prototypes that these people have done what they are promising to do, or they have done it before, or they have some results in their life. The results of their lives must prove to them, must be their track record that will prove to you that they are worth believing in, that they are worth following. So invest in people who are already established in one thing or the other. Invest in people who have already done something. Invest in people who have already have experience in one thing or the other that they are promising to do. Don't just invest in people who only have sweet tongue and nothing to back it up. Otherwise, that is also another way for you to lose your money. So when you want to invest, remember these things. Okay. Next thing in business is this. Next point that you want to know is that if your spirit is telling you that don't do it, be willing to walk away from any business opportunity if you don't have peace in your mind. Be willing to walk away from it. If your spirit is telling you not to do it, or if you are having some troubles and doubts and worries, it's better not to do it. Just walk away. From any business, in any business that you might be in, be ready to always walk away if necessary. Okay, Vijay Kumar is asking, how do you convince investors so that they give you money? You have to write your visibility plan. You have to write your project. You have to write and draw everything out. You have to have a plan from beginning to the end, what you plan to do, what result it will give you, and how much money will come to that investor if he gives you how much money. And then you have to have your track record, what you have done before. You have to have your prototype, the visible model of the thing that you want to be producing. And you have to let the person know what it will gain at the end of the day, and what that product will do to change the market or to change the world. You've got to prove to the person that the product will have market, and that there will be people buying it. So those are the things that the investor wants to know. He wants to know that you have market for your product. He wants to know that you have experience in what you are doing. He wants to know that your calculations are right. He wants to know that your feasibility studies are accurate. He wants to know that you are detailed. He wants to know that you are meticulous. He wants to know that you are an expert in your business, in what you are talking about. He wants to know that you are one of the best in what you are saying, and you can prove it at the end of the day. Prophet Patrick Megache. Please, Pastor, some businesses are perishing now, so somebody can know a business, but when there is a shift, you are out of business, like cyber tape selling and so on. Cyber today tape selling. Because that's why you must be up to date with what is going on. Tape, cassette, CDs are out of market now, but they used to be a business for some people yesterday. But because you must catch up with the trend, and you must know what's going on in the market. You must follow the trend of the market. That's why you must not just trust that you have a business, and you have to follow the trend and change with the trend. If you don't change, you don't have business tomorrow again. Vijay Kumar says, how do you trust investors? It might most probably misuse. It's not an investor, it's rather the investor that needs to trust the businessman. So he needs to trust you, because the investor is bringing the money. So he is the one risking his money. So he needs to trust you that you are able to prove to do what you are planning to do. Anyway, next wisdom tip for investment that you need is always pay attention to small details. You always pay attention to small details, because like some people say that the devil is in the details. When there are going to be problem, it is always in the little details that the person you are talking to is not mentioning. The little details that the people are jumping over, and they are not mentioning, or they don't want to talk about. So you must always ask questions, especially asking questions pertaining to details. If people cannot explain to you in details and make the clarity so clear that you see all the details, then those people might not be trustworthy to put your money in. Don't put your money in a business where they cannot explain the details to you. And when they explain it in such a way that is so complicated that you cannot understand it, even if you have PhD from Harvard, then it's normally not reliable. It's those kind of business that bust at the end of the day. So they must be able to understand it, explain it to you as if you are a primary 2 student, and you should be able to understand it very clearly. So if the details are not in any business, you don't want to put your money inside. Make sure you understand the details and you know everything from A to Z. You see the process of how everything works. So next thing you want to do, wisdom tips for investment is always economize and avoid waste. If you say money is coming and you are just wasting, later on you discover that money is going as well. And money can develop wings and disappear so fast. The real people who are rich, they are rich because they know how to economize, they know how to avoid waste, and they know how to, honor little things. It is the little things that grow, and it is the little things that become big. Nothing is born big. Everything that is big today was small yesterday. Just like you. I am weighing 80 kilograms today, but I was not like that when I came out of my mother's womb. Very small, and just like you too. Everybody started small. Everything in life starts small. So it is the small things that become big. So pay attention to small things, and they will become big with time. Just like with Jesus, when he finished feeding the people, he told them to gather the crumbs from the fish and the bread. And can you believe it? The crumbs became 12 baskets of fish and bread. He paid attention to little things. And there are supposed to be just crumbs on the field that will be falling to the ground. As if normal people would not even pay attention to those details anymore. But the details became 12 baskets of food. So, it is when you pay attention to little things like that, that God blesses them. God increases those little things to become bigger in your hands. Timothy Ajayi says, how do we handle partners who want to take over business you both started? The way to handle it, that's why people talk up, that's why, the word came up with contracts. That's why there is a contract. So that's the problem with people. This kind of question you are raising is a kind of situation when you start a business or you go into partnership out of trust. Trust is not enough in this world we are living in. And people who have gone before us know with experience that trust will always fail you sometimes. Even though you trust, but you must have your papers in the right place. Have your contract. We are living in the real world with real people, and people change. So just because of that, you must have your papers in any case. Have your papers, have your contract, and that will secure you and secure your interest. Okay, so next point, when it comes to investment, you might want to start out by investing maybe not everything you have, but invest something that you could, if you lose, at least you will still remain above water. When it comes to investment, don't invest everything you have and you don't have. If you go and invest everything you have and you don't have, you will bury yourself alive. So invest money that you can afford to lose if necessary, if the worst gets to the worst. Invest money that even if you lose it, you can still keep on living. You will not go into debt, you will not go into bankruptcy, and you will not, totally fail. So if you are investing, make sure you invest the money that, if you lose it at the end of the day, you will still be able to move forward. Okay, that's important. Okay, Bakare says, what do you do when your partner you started with begins to get lazy and doesn't want to grow alongside with you? Just tell him you have to have a meeting and I have to discuss it with him and tell him that, well, we have to change the conditions of the business. If you are losing interest, then you might not want to, maybe you don't want to be in this business again, or we should reduce the percentages. So maybe you might need to negotiate the percentages. If you are having more burden for the business, maybe you want to take maybe not 50-50 anymore, maybe 75% to 25% or something like that. So let him know that, it's going to be dependent on the contribution. Everybody is going to remain in the business depending on their contribution. Or you should go out, or all of you should go there. You should separate and divide something. Speak the truth. If you don't speak out, you'll just be suffering in silence. So speak the truth and, resolve it as fast as possible before it gets too worse for you. Okay, another last point that I want to give us today about wisdom tips for investment is never trust people's stories when it comes to investment. Especially when you have invested your money and they are telling you, oh, everything is going on well, everything is okay. But you want to let them give you the report. You want to let them make you see the report or see the process, because stories will go on forever. But you want to be able to see what's going on, maybe see some documents or control some things, and, don't just leave your money there and forget about the whole thing. Let somebody follow up the program or follow up the development and let you know what is going on in the real sense. Unless you are absolutely sure of the person and that the person will be able to come back to you, and you don't have to worry about the person. But otherwise, you want to, or you have someone that is doing that for you. If you have someone that is controlling the process and the progress of the business, that is okay. Somebody must be there to really know what is happening. Otherwise, so that you don't get into a storytelling business, and by the time you realize it, nothing is there again. Karen Adamoleko, thank you, Pastor, for a great message today. I won't let my money sit at home doing nothing. I will invest it, but I will be careful, as not everything that glitters is gold. Thank you so much, Karen. That is so wonderful of you. Wonderful. I see your family is all learning from me, and you are following all these teachings. Wow, you are the next generation of millionaires. I tell you that. Adamolekons, you are so many of them here, and you are learning and learning. So proud of you. I'm sure that is a good contribution from your dad and mom. Well, it's almost time now. So if you want to write me your conclusions or your lessons, I will be happy to read out your lessons and your conclusions or your decisions as a result of this teaching. Please, I will continue tomorrow, but let me hear what you're thinking about this teaching today, or what your decisions are. I would like to read that out. And if you have not shared the link, please go ahead and share the link today. Let's share the link and let somebody else be blessed too. Hillary Adamoleko, that is another Adamoleko there. And the whole family is following this program. Wonderful. Genesis Kancho says, what is the best way to survive destructive criticism and lack of appreciation from people you spend time to pray for and invest spiritual things in? You are right, asking the question from the right person. I'm the right person to answer that question about destructive criticism. First of all, you should never believe there is anything like destructive criticism. It can destroy others, but not you. So no matter the criticism, don't call it destructive. It is what you call it, what you name it, that it becomes. So don't believe in destructive criticism. Criticism, is criticism. Either they are destructive or they are constructive. Just keep on doing what you need to do. Find out if you could learn from that criticism, look into it. If there are some things you could learn from it, or there are something that are making sense from it, learn from it, take the good part of it and move forward. If they are just destructive and they are just negative, just close your ears to them, neglect them, and keep on doing what you are doing. Keep on doing what you are supposed to do anyway. Face your business, be faithful to your calling, and pay less attention to what people are saying. Just keep on riding on. Just keep on riding on, and pleasing your master and pleasing your God. Okay, Bakare says, thank you very much, sir, for these tips. I will make sure I meet with my partner and be truthful about the situation. And for the investment, I will pay attention to every little details before embarking on any deal. Yes, that's a wise decision to take. All right, guys, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'll be back tomorrow morning by the grace of God. Then tomorrow evening, and after that, we have Sunday as the last day that I'll be talking about money. From next week, I'll be going to another topic. All right, thank you so much. And Bobo is saying, thank you for these messages and these teachings, Pastor. You are coaching us in leadership qualities. You are teaching me personally to take control and be assured I have what it takes. Your frankness is so impactful. Thank you. Adedeji Oluwayomi says, sir, I sent an email to you at sundayadelajablog@gmail.com, but I have not heard back, sir. I hope you saw it, sir. No, I didn't see it. Write to my direct email. And my direct email is pastor@godembassy.org. godembassy.org. pastor@godembassy. pastor@godembassy. godembassy, one word. godembassy.org. Some people have also said they wrote to me and I didn't reply. I always reply my letters. If you didn't get an answer from me, send it again. Maybe I didn't get it. So, write to me directly to pastor@godembassy.org. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Let's go and share the link. I think the link should be able to be a blessing to all of you as well. So, and to others too. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Blessings.